Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back, everyone. Going to talk about something today that isn't really talked about, and that's better supporting those who have gone through cancer treatment and even specifically cancer surgery, post-cancer surgery. Acupuncture can alleviate pain and discomfort. That's what I'm learning from her. She's the expert. She's our professional of the year. Practicing out of New York City, Dr. Kelly is back with us. How are you today?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you doing?
Fantastic. And I appreciate you bringing this to our attention. And this, I've all the time I say it, never realized that acupuncture can help with so many different things, this being one of them. When somebody has surgery for cancer, a lot of times there's discomfort, maybe some pain, maybe some numbness. Tell us more about acupuncture and how it can support that.
Yes. So recently I got a new patient. She did breast cancer surgery, but after that, so she said half of her head, face, and one part of her arm, all the way to the pinky, has the numbness. And she did ask her doctor. Her doctor kind of like, let's it's not a major side effect. So, and they don't really have a lot of method to treat that. So she came to me. I treated her with acupuncture. She said it's got a lot better almost right after. So and I know a lot of people who get breast and I mean whatever breast cancer or prostate cancer or other cancer treatment, but after that usually they do have kind of like they call it a chemo brain. It's kind of brain have the brain fog or even lost memory, lost some consciousness, or even part of the memory lapse, like they just cannot remember. And numbness is very common also because when they do surgery, somehow I think the nerve maybe got damaged. So a lot of people have neuropathy, and it's kind of like common, especially fatigue, like insomnia. People couldn't even use the bathroom. But from my experience, doesn't matter breast cancer or prostate cancer or lung cancer, acupuncture is pretty helpful. So I want to share um, with people. So if they suffering from it, they can come in for acupuncture. You don't have to come to me. You can find a doctor, closer to you. Get some acupuncture can really help you, make you feel better.
Mm. And there's so much going on there. Certainly, and I'm not the expert, far from it, but in the woman that you mentioned, she had breast cancer surgery and had numbness. I have to imagine that that's probably due to nerves being cut and changed, and sometimes they have takes time for them to regenerate. Is that what's going on here?
I think so because she even said part of her body very close to the where the surgery was, she had even no feelings. So that's definitely about the nerve, right? Our nerve is kind of like control all the feelings, right? You feel pain or you feel hot, you feel cold. But she just literally had no feeling on that specific spot. So I think there is some nerve got damaged. But the good news is like acupuncture, even the nerve got damaged. But acupuncture, when we're doing acupuncture, when we put in the needle on specific acupuncture points, um, we can stimulate like the neurons. So the nerve kind of like got to wake up. Even the nerve got damaged, but somehow we can rebuild kind of like the past. So the neuron kind of like regenerate. So I think in the past, somehow people may think, oh, as long as if the nerve got damaged, the neuron got degenerated, it's kind of like we cannot go back. But actually it's not. And from my experience, people, even their nerve got damaged, after we continually, regularly doing acupuncture, basically we stimulate the nerves, right? So then the neuron got regenerated so they can have feelings again, the numbness going away.
It's if you didn't, what's your feelings if somebody did not do acupuncture, would the nerves regenerate?
Um, I think maybe they can, but maybe a little bit more slow. And also like you can like doing something like a physical therapy, right? Also, but I think the path is different. The stimulation is different. So I think acupuncture might be a little bit more effective because we have a specific point can go to like our brain, go to because we have so many channels in our body going through everywhere, going to our brain, going through the arm, the pinky. So when you put the needle in specific points, basically all the channels got activated. Basically, we are activated the nerve also. It's kind of so it's very similar because we have nerves everywhere. We have channels everywhere. When you think about that, they are kind of like a little bit similar. So in that way, and the experience, the fact is, when we're doing acupuncture, people who experience the numbness or losing feelings even, they do feel better. They do have the improvement. So that's just a fact. And another interesting thing is I just watched a lecture the other day. A medical doctor actually, she I think somehow she got stroke or whatever. She kind of like half of her body went to the vegetative state. It kind of she cannot speak. She cannot even read. She just suddenly kind of became a newborn, knowing nothing. So basically her doctor already kind of like told her mom she gonna just leave, but not gonna be able to walk or talk or write anymore. But her mom didn't give up. She didn't give up. So I think it took her about 8 years. She gained something back. She can talk now. She can write again. So, which is also on the Western medicine side, even the nerve got damaged, but we can rebuild it. But it just take time, and we just need to have like right method to do it.
So what's actually going on there in that situation where, let's say somebody has, and even if it's not for post-cancer surgery, but somebody just has numbness, for whatever the reason may be, or discomfort. What's actually going on when you put the acupuncture needles in whatever area you target?
Very good question, Steve. So in Chinese medicine, numbness related with we call it qi stagnation. So, we talk about qi and blood, right? We talk about qi and blood. Qi and blood basically, running in our body continually everywhere. But when part of our area have the qi stagnation, basically the qi kind of like cannot move. That's why people have the numbness, tingling feeling. So somehow when people got the surgery or trauma, even whatever, then they will have the qi stagnation. That's why they feel the numbness or tingling. Like you said, yes, even like yesterday, actually, I got a new patient. She is a nurse. She's a nurse. She work in the hospital. She told me, her C3 to C7, L4, L5 to S1, all got herniated disc. I said, how? She said, by lifting heavy patients. She's a like not very tall, strong lady, but she had to lift up very heavy patient because she's a nurse. That's her job. So by doing that, actually she got basically her disc got herniated and she had the numbness also, she said. She told me she had to on disability for half a year because of that.
Wow.
So yeah, so in that way she didn't get any surgery, but because of the work, she did. She also got numbness. That's also qi stagnation.
You've mentioned chi stagnation quite a few times before. relating to, I'm going to call it stagnant blood, blood that's not moving, which, all right, now we're talking about potentially causing numbness, but that can also cause discomfort. It sounds like from what you've said before, let's say you have shoulder pain, not numbness, but actual pain. That's chi stagnation as well.
If the pain is sharp, it's kind of like stabbing, really sharp pain. We call it blood stasis. So the blood cannot move. That pain is more severe. So if the chi stagnation, usually the pain is like dull. Like so you kind of like you can bear it because it's not so strong as the sharp pain, but it's still annoying. Like you feel discomfort. Actually, I experienced some kind of like numbness tingling long time ago. I forgot which year. It's one of the coldest year in New York. I went outside, didn't wear enough clothes. So when my arm got numbness after that, it was kind of like annoying and it's come and goes. So at first I didn't really pay attention. I'm like, maybe it's gonna get better in the summer or something. But actually it's lingering a little while. Then I started doing some acupuncture, it went away. So it can be from the cold. So we talk about the cold, right? Chinese medicine doesn't like a cold because cold slow down things. Cold congeal. Cold make things like ice, right? Ice congeal, ice slow down everything. So that's why I always suggest my patients drink something or eat something warm. Don't eat anything cold. Like I explain to them like enzyme, right? Enzyme optimum temperature. When you eat something cold, you lower down the temperature so the enzyme cannot work perfectly. That's why slow down your digestion. That's why you're gonna have like bloating, gassing, even food stagnation. You may have like heartburn, even gastritis, or some people may have kind of like big stomach. So let's root back to spleen deficiency, but spleen deficiency may be due to the cold stuff. So
So, question here. Let's say somebody eats something and usually there's no discomfort whenever they have this one particular food, whatever it may be. But now they're feeling gassy, bloated. They don't understand why. But they had a cold drink with it this time. Could that be the cause?
I think definitely like a lot of my like even the people I'm very close with, like they grew up with cold drink, right? Even salad, right? People in America really like salad. They think, oh, salad is healthy. I explain to them, yes, salad is vegetable, it's healthy, but it's first it's raw, second it's cold, right? Your salad stored in the fridge, so it's cold and it's raw. So basically, when you eat that salad, your body have to first warm them up, second have to cook it up. So let's basically take a lot of energy from you already. Second, lower down the enzyme temperature. So then you are trying to eat food to take the nutrition, but when you eat something cold and raw, actually you are lower down, the energy from your own body, and your body cannot really digest that. That's why people have the food stagnation. And that happen to a lot of people actually, especially young kids. Like suddenly they got a stomach ache, they couldn't move, they so much pain, their parents have to go to the school to pick them up because they always drink ice cold drink, always eat something cold. Not always, I mean majority of the time. That's the culture of America kind of, you know. But it does give people a lot of problem. But some people didn't realize, like you said, I eat something cold, I have bloating, gassing, but I don't even know, oh, actually that's from the cold thing I'm drinking and eating. But it is.
So here it is, basically winter in many areas of the country. And you're going outside. I know you're in New York. I'm in the New York area. It was 18 degrees the other morning. It's cold. Would you say during the winter it's a very good idea because of the cold? We're obviously going to be cold to drink warm beverages. Would that better support our bodies?
Yeah, first, warm thing can give you the energy almost right away. When you compare with the cold stuff, right?
Hmm.
Just very simple. The hot stuff has more energy, dynamic energy than the cold stuff. We learn it from high school or college or whatever, right? So that's the first thing. Two, just make your body so much easier to transform into the qi and blood our body can use almost right away compared with the cold stuff. It takes much longer.
Would you say with that salad that you mentioned, since it's cold, to add something that has heat, like let's say maybe some peppers or something to balance the cold from the lettuce, the salad?
That can neutralize a little bit about the nature because, like you said, pepper, usually the nature is hot,
Right.
right? But the temperature wise is still cold, right? Like when you think about that, salad, still cold. Even the nature of the pepper is hot. And actually, on the other side, I don't really recommend people eat a lot of spicy food because spicy food can give you a lot of heat. That can make people have the stomach pain. Actually, like yesterday, the new patient, she had the gastritis. I asked her, "Do you eat a lot of spicy food?" She said, "Pretty much." So I said, maybe you should, try to slow down about spicy food because, you already have inflammation in the stomach. Spicy food just make it worse. But a lot of people, they just don't really link these two things together. They're like, oh, I got used to eat spicy food. I got used to drink yogurt. I got used to eat salad. But the food has a different nature we have to be aware of. And, about the temperature, about the enzyme, so we have to really be careful about what we are putting in our body.
It's almost counterintuitive because I make salad, yeah, because I think it's healthy. You're getting some fiber from the lettuce, add a protein in there, add some other vegetables. Actually, I had one yesterday. I made it and I put in peppers. And they weren't like hot peppers. They were more on the sweet side. But to your point, they came out of the refrigerator. So and I let the salad sit for a while. I'm fine with that. A few hours not going to do anything. So it gets a little closer to room temperature, but it's still not warm. Um, is it possible to balance things out by putting things in something that's cold so you come up with a balance?
Um, it can balance a little bit, but not like 100%
Okay.
because temperature wise, unless you put something hot, temperature wise hot. So you can like heat up the cold salad. But how about the raw? How can you cannot really use very hot stuff just suddenly cook the salad unless it's hot pot.
Right.
Hot pot, basically you cook the salad right away.
I don't know. I don't know about anybody else, but if I'm going to have lettuce, warm lettuce doesn't really work for me. It's just kind of weird. Maybe room temperature. Well, let's go there. Is it okay? Let's say you have a head of lettuce, you take it out of the refrigerator, you leave it. Now it's room temperature. It's not cold anymore. Is it still considered a cold food?
Um, well, so if you leave it outside for a little while, it's not so cold, but it's still raw. You cannot
Okay.
change the raw nature to cooked nature, right?
Okay. Now I'm seeing it more. Okay. So really what we're talking about here is it warm and it needs to be actually cooked. If it's raw, like lettuce, even room temperature, regardless, is that still considered cold?
Kind of, yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just
Hmm.
raw food take more energy for the enzyme to break it down.
Gotcha. All right. Learning. We're learning here today. What else you want? people to know about hot and cold foods or um, acupuncture supporting post-surgery patients?
I would say when people get the cancer treatment, I would suggest them to get acupuncture. Like, you don't have to, again, come to me. You can get any good acupuncturist to do some acupuncture to, alleviate the fatigue, the
Okay.
discomfort, the numbness, So in that way, you can fight with the cancer treatment because cancer treatment is very brutal. It's
Mm,
kill a lot of even normal cells. That's why people feel very like fatigue, mess up their digestion, even because a lot of normal cells got killed. Also, your body just not functioning very well anymore. So you need the extra help to restore like the balance back, especially people who got the nerve, damage. And also, of course, the food. If you used to get the cold food, please switch to the warm food, warm drink. And you definitely can feel better because all my patients who came to me, doesn't matter it's cancer treatment or whatever, after that, they do feel so much better. Like they feel more energy, they feel they don't need much caffeine anymore. Like sleep getting better, like less bloating, like less gassing. So you just switch and see. You can feel the difference.
mm. Wow. What was your call it the aha moment about the cold and the hot food? Do you recall, experiencing something and realizing, oh, okay, because that's cold. No wonder that my body is reacting that way, or maybe I have um, stagnation, inflammation, whatever it may be. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, a lot of times. Like I remember one year we went to Six Flag. So we took some watermelon with us. Of course, it was in the kind of like with ice something. It's very cold. I was standing there eating the watermelon, cold watermelon. Right away, my stomach feels so much pain. Oh my God, it's so painful. And the good
Wow.
thing is, afterward we went to a restaurant. We ordered something hot, like hot noodle soup, something. After that, I feel so much better. The pain went away. So the cold does give you pain almost right away. I mean, to some people. Some people they may be a little bit stronger. They don't feel it right away. But that's even bad because that means the cold store in your body, right? But to me, I feel right away. I know, oh, it's the cold. It's a cold food. I can
Mm.
get help right away to neutralize that cold. But to some people, they don't even feel it, so that even take longer, the cold store in the body.
Interesting. And I want to point out here, it was watermelon. What it's the simplest thing you could eat. It's basically water and a little bit of fiber. It's not like you had something that could upset your stomach. So how could watermelon upset your stomach? But to your point that it was cold. And the other night I had chicken noodle soup. It was so good. And I felt so good after it too. So I think there's something. And you mentioned soup. I was going to ask you about that. What about soup, especially here in the winter? Sounds like that's a good thing.
Yeah, soup is good because it's warm, and also about soup it usually it's cooked a little bit longer time, very easy to digest. That's why,
Yeah.
if you like really hungry or feel stomach pain, eat some soup. That can really help.
I love soup. My biggest challenge is I'm not a fan of things that are very salty. So I don't put salt. I haven't touched a salt shaker in probably, I'm not exaggerating here, um, 3/4 of my life, if not more. I just I don't need it. There's salt in everything. But many soups are prepared that way. And I found one in a market where they made it. And I was like so refreshed that, oh, it's not that salty. This is great. Learning so much. Kelly, 121acupuncture.com is your website. Of course, that's for acupuncture if you're in the New York City area. But certainly everything else, the herbals that we're talking about, consultation and more can be found there. And somebody can reach out to you as well. Thank you so much for all the insight today, Dr. Kelly. Always learning with you, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.